Cholesterol usually gets a bad rap due to its close association with cardiovascular disease, and at the same time, the body desperately needs cholesterol to perform important functions such as to make hormones, vitamin D, and substances that help digest foods. Now, the danger, though, is when your cholesterol levels are perhaps too high and therefore exposing you to health complications such as cardiovascular disease. So we're going to dive straight into it, and we've brought the perfect person into studio to help bust some myths. In fact, in our Real Health Medicine cabinet, the feature where the team and I try out and test some of the natural solutions available, and then we invite experts to give their expert opinion on these products and the conditions that they're good for, we found a cholesterol-reducing formula that can help you manage your cholesterol levels. So we've invited natural health practitioner Rory Jean-Jacques into studio. I'm so glad you're here because this is an area where I have some beef, right?
I think we all do.
We do. Cholesterol, what is it? What's good? What's bad? You know, let's get straight into it. What's high cholesterol? What's low cholesterol? You know, and why we need it. Some people don't even understand that we produce cholesterol in our bodies.
I know. A lot of people think it always comes originally from food, and animal products contain cholesterol, plant products don't. But your body will produce 75% of your cholesterol.
That's a lot.
It's a huge amount. It's produced by your liver.
Yeah.
So when people have got cholesterol problems, we always look at what's happening with your liver. And when we eat fried foods, trans oils, trans fats, which have been hydrogenated, things from margarine, deep fried sunflower oil, these other types of oils which have been heated like canola oil and rapeseed oil and things like that, clogs up the liver, creates inflammation. When the body is inflamed, it produces more cholesterol. Cholesterol is a healer, it's a patcher-upper. That inflammation creates a major inflammatory process within the arteries. And when you have inflammation, the cholesterol comes along and it tries to patch it up. And when it tries to patch it up, it's a very waxy, sticky-like substance.
Because there's these lesions that develop as a result of the inflammation.
So it gets such a bad rap because it's found there, and you think that it's the villain. It's found at the scene of the crime.
It's a concept that people don't understand in health. Many people don't understand that correlation does not equal causation. 100%. So just because something is involved in something doesn't mean it's the reason that X happens,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. 100 years from now, they're going to realize that inflammation is the new cholesterol. And an inflammatory process that get driven, especially in our arteries. Heart disease is the #1 killer. It's a silent killer. How do you know you have high cholesterol? You don't. You have a stroke, you have a heart attack, you have some type of occlusive issue within your circulatory system because your arteries are inflamed. When you eat fried foods, those polyunsaturated fats, like sunflower oils and omega-6, becomes an extremely reactive substance that creates massive amounts of inflammation, particularly in the arteries. When the cholesterol tries to patch that up, then it starts to stick. Then you start to get calcium that comes along. You start to get a loss of elasticity, atherosclerosis, hardening of the arteries. Now, you're only as young as your circulatory system. So this is why it's always about exercise and moving and trying to eat as much of a wholesome anti-inflammatory diet as possible. So you have good cholesterol and you have bad cholesterol. Your LDL, called low density lipoprotein, is the dangerous one. So that actually takes cholesterol and fat from the liver into the system. Okay, then you get HDL, which is called high density lipoprotein, and that's the good one. You want a level of at least above 1.2 on the high density lipoprotein and below 3 on the LDL. So when we look at elevated cholesterol, we say, why? Because the body's producing more cholesterol. We're not really looking at diet. That can be a small adjustment. Why is the body producing high amounts of cholesterol? Are your hormone levels out? Do you have underactive thyroid? Do you have adrenal fatigue? High cortisol levels? Because your body uses cholesterol to produce this hormone. So your body's producing more cholesterol so it can get more protective hormones. Is your inflammation too high? Do you have a chronic infection? You know, so what is caused is your liver not functioning properly because you're eating incorrectly, you're drinking too much alcohol, because your liver gets clogged up with cholesterol. So sometimes just giving really, really good liver tonics like artichoke leaf extract and milk thistle helps increase bile production, which clears excess cholesterol. So we start looking at why our liver's not healthy. What are we doing in terms of diet? If it's non-hereditary cholesterol, which unfortunately there's not much that you can do, that's a genetic issue. And the only thing that normally works for that is statins. The other sort of 90% of people where it's non-hereditary, you can do it through lifestyle and key specific supplementation for lowering your cholesterol.
Stay right where you are, because when we come back, we continue this entertaining yet, it's infotainment chat with Rory Jean-Jacques, and he's going to give us solutions to help us keep our cholesterol levels in check as well. We'll see you in a short while. Thanks so much for joining us on Real Health. I'm chatting to Rory Jean-Jacques, natural health practitioner, about the dangers of high cholesterol, but also just understanding what cholesterol is. So we definitely need to be making lifestyle changes.
100%.
Before we get into that, I think what trips a lot of people up, it's like going back to the science of nutrition. Saturated fats, polyunsaturated fats, mono and unsaturated fats, unsaturated fats. What is it that's bad? What's good?
So much controversy.
Yeah.
If you look at the Mediterranean diet, they tend to consume a very monosaturated diet and have a very, very low incidence of disease. But then you'll look at the French, who consume huge amounts of cheese, but they drink a little bit of red wine, but they also have a very, very low incidence
So
of
that's
heart
when
disease.
people say it must be blood type or it must be genetics,
So they've really struggled to find the correlation. So the way you've got to look at it is that whereas mammals would consume we're 60% water, so water first. The rest is protein and then fat. So we would need good quality oils in variety in their natural state. The challenge comes in when things become processed. So heated pro-inflammatory omega-6 oils.
Yeah.
And then when you look at saturated fats in terms of animal fats, which you get from dairy and then the meat part of it, the way animals are fed these days with massive amounts of corn, genetically modified, huge amounts of soya, hormones, the stress, the meat becomes extremely pro-inflammatory.
Yeah, unless you can trace your meat.
Unless you can get grass-fed,
yeah.
grass-fed, it smells different, it tastes different, it has a different lipid profile, it has CLA, it has a different omega-3 profile, so it behaves differently within the body. So there's so many factors that contribute to inflammation and clogging up of the liver in our system. If you go back to a whole food natural diet, clean, healthy, natural oils, you start to feed your body what it naturally needs, starts to function the way that it should.
Yeah.
You're not clogging up the liver with oxidized, overheated saturated fats, oxidized. The problem comes in when the cholesterol becomes oxidized. So we love to braai in South Africa.
Yeah.
So the meat gets overly heated, the cholesterol and the fat becomes overheated, and it becomes very, very reactive, and the cholesterol becomes oxidized. Oxidized cholesterol is what causes the damage within our arteries. So when you cook your stuff in a different way and you steam it, you're not getting these massive reactive components coming into the system.
That's when you have all these caveats, because meat gets a bad rap, but it's the quality of meat. Even you hear just that carbs are bad. No, carbs are not bad. Your body needs it. It's where you're getting your carbohydrates
the refined
from.
carbohydrates that spike sugar, that disrupt your insulin, which will disrupt your blood fats and disrupt your cholesterol. So that, they've done a lot of research. If you just have to consume very close to a paleo diet, you'll watch a lot of, and with very good quality.
Yes.
And lowering your refined carbohydrates, you'll start to find that you start to experience much, much better optimal health.
Yeah. Yeah. So butter, you mentioned butter, and I think it's a good point to bring up.
So butter is a food, but commercial butter, the cholesterol is oxidized.
Yes.
Grass-fed butter has butyric acid,
and it
vitamin
tastes
K.
amazing.
It's a great food, and your body can use it as a food. Margarine, hydrogenated polyunsaturated fats interfere with oxidative metabolism. They interfere with thyroid function, which regulates also is part of cholesterol metabolism. So I wouldn't. It's plastic.
Yeah.
It's space-age food in a stone-age body. It's not something that you want to be touching. So it clogs your membranes, it clogs your arteries, it clogs your liver. It's been banned in America, it's been banned in Denmark. Trans fats is not what you want to eat. You want to get healthy grass-fed butter. The movement is growing towards wholesome,
natural
heirloom food. And you shop shop from the fresh aisle.
Yeah.
Not something that's in a can and in a box or anything.
Yeah.
Stay away from refined carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Lower your insulin levels. Get some exercise.
Yeah.
You know, inflammation is one of the probably the biggest drivers. Then we can also look at things like homocysteine. So not getting enough of your methyl nutrients. So your methylators, folic acid, B6, trimethylglycine. If you have elevated homocysteine because of poor protein metabolism, it creates a massive inflammatory state in the body. When the body becomes inflamed, what does it do? It increases cholesterol.
And I know any event, the world that we live in, sometimes you have to supplement, right? Most of us will have to supplement because the soil is nutrient depleted. You know, we're not getting these good quality fruits and veg all the time. We're not getting to grocery stores. So you've got a supplement for us that can actually help, and it's called Cholestin.
Yes.
Am I saying it right?
Cholestin.
I have a problem sometimes with pronouncing Rory's product names. And it's got Resvenox in it.
Resvenox. So Resvenox is a patented, clinically proven, branded resveratrol, which we found in red wine. So what that does is it cleans the arteries, keeps the arteries healthy, lowers heart disease. So this product has been designed to address elevated blood lipids, artery inflammation, elasticity, blood circulation. So to address heart disease from multiple different angles, not just purely on a cholesterol level. So it has coenzyme Q10.
Awesome.
It has Arjuna, which is one of the most amazing things for heart health and blood circulation. It has vitamin K2 to take calcium from the arteries and put it into the bones. It's got
PQQ and
PQQ, which lowers C-reactive protein, so the pro-inflammatory markers. It's got all your homocysteine modulators.
Methylfolate.
It's got methylfolate. It's got artichoke leaf extract, which has been proven in German studies to lower your cholesterol by up to 30%.
It's got no flash niacin. Tell people about that.
So no flash niacin. So there's a vitamin B3 which you can take that flashes you, and you go bright red, and it dilates.
And you have this tingly feeling in your body.
And you feel like you're having a major allergy reaction. So the no flash niacin doesn't do that.
Okay.
So it's a type of vitamin B3 which has been proven to modulate your blood lipids.
Okay.
So it's got guggle lipid in it as well, which has also been shown in Indian studies to support the liver's clearance and the lowering of blood fat. It's got polycosanol, which comes from sugarcane wax.
Yes.
And also, if you get very good quality, it works extremely well. So it's a phenomenal product that works from multiple angles and will work extremely well for non-hereditary cholesterol.
Okay.
And we've had very, very, very good results.
Okay.
People on blood thinners, I would be aware of that. And because it has a positive effect on circulatory effect, people just need to be aware that their blood pressure could just drop a little bit.
Okay.
So, but that would be in line with natural function of the body. So people can expect better circulation, cognitive function, energy levels because of the positive effect on your circulatory system. So,
amazing.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal product.
Love our chats.
I love it too.
Thanks so much for coming in.
It's always great to be here.
And for joining us. Where can people buy it though?
So Cholestin is available at independent health shops and pharmacies across South Africa. It's available on neogenhealth.com and on scentedsecrets.co.za.